Good morning. Well, aren't I blessed then to know that my Redeemer liveth too? I think it was Julius of Norwich, who was a woman, I think in the 1600s, who said, "All shall be well, and all manner of thing shall be well. Amen." Well, so it is. Ultimately, when we come to meet our Maker, God seems to have put me in this lovely peaceful spot. I've travelled the world. I've got a broken marriage behind me with my son who committed suicide at the age of 18. He'd be 28 now, etc., etc. So I've had all that in my own personal life as my own personal tragedy. But through past 30 years, that's 3/4 of my adult life. I'm 64 years old. God has given me a rock-solid faith. Come what may, it doesn't matter. Anything could happen now. Not interested in terms of questioning my faith. Now, many people question many things. Good. I question. If people try and ram their particular take on religion, the Bible, down my throat, I'll say, "Oi, I know more than you, thank you very much," or a different take on it than you. You know, I'm not trying to ram my beliefs down anyone's throat. I'm trying to let the light of Christ shine in this dark world. This light they've closed down the sort of media outlets for Twitter and YouTube and I don't know, whatever, Google and Facebook and stuff for the chap who's still the sort of nominal president of the United States of America, the leader of the free world. Well, I mean, the man's just awful. But he's got that huge following. The figure I heard was 74 million Americans voted for him. 74 million plus one voted for Biden. Well, whatever. You know. I mean, the whole thing's just a humongous, horrendous mess. Hitler employed people. I'm sorry to mention this, but I had a chap I used to meet, a nice chap, Pitt was his name, on an old wheelie trolley sort of thingy for the shopping, going on to his 80s, and he told me the story that they didn't psychological profile of Hitler and the awful man in America whose name I really prefer not to mention. And that man in America came out top. He's a worse psychopath than Hitler. But he's got his followers. Hitler had his followers. And look what happened next, the jolly old Second World War. So, it is just possible we're in for trouble from America with the supporters of that man who believe he's been, well, I don't know, traduced is the word I've got, but traduced is a bit of a complicated word. Cheated him. He only got in by the, when he got in. So I listened to the BBC, Radio 4, I don't have a television now. When the Americans got their constitution, what they were saying was, it was written in the context and light of the sort of belief that anyone who aspired to being the President of the United States of America would be a good egg, basically. Would have the general good interests of people at heart. Not what now exists, which is this, monstrous child, basically, rampaging with power. Still, the power of the people who support him and think they're doing right, as did, no doubt, the supporters of Hitler. So it's not over yet. So that's just one trouble. Right. Obviously there's COVID. I'm in England here. And our figures are going the wrong way, quite frankly. I am a Christian. I love beauty. This is obviously Handel's Messiah, beautiful music and so on. I'm afraid I think I speak on that other one too. Now, how to bring this light of Christ to shine in the world, right? So, one has this miracle of modern technology, this instant communication with people all around the world. These films, potentially of mine, through YouTube, can be seen and heard by anyone and everyone potentially in the world. Well, how extraordinary, quite frankly. This light of Christ is paramount, the most important thing that exists at all. Before, during, and after, God says, Yahweh, I am God. I was, I am, I will be. From before the Big Bang to after the whole universe is finished, that is still God. We are just a little 70 years. They're sort of making a bit of a hoo-ha about David Bowie at the moment, and some complete idiot said, was the effect that David Bowie will be remembered as is Beethoven. Well, I'm deeply. I love Beethoven, and his music, quite frankly, is beyond compare to anyone ever. So, Mr. David Bowie, whose name was something else actually, quite frankly, is not even in the same ballpark as Beethoven, actually, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, what did he create? A few little nice songs and some sort of fancy Ziggy Stardust nonsense. So, whomever said that he's up there with Beethoven, quite frankly, he's lost the plot. In my humble opinion, these words, on the other hand, I know that my Redeemer liveth, are eternal. Well, I'm deeply blessed, in that I know that my Redeemer liveth. Amen.